There's a famous saying in American society that people always want what they can't have, or they want what other people have. And that reigns so true when it comes to the modern day black man. The modern day black male, I would have to say, is one of the few species on earth that is actually guilty of all-out treason when it comes to dealing with the black race. For the most part, every culture has a foundation, and that foundation for every culture is built upon the man. The man lays the foundation, but not in the modern day black culture. What typically happens in this culture that I'm actually talking about is that, for the most part, a lot of males in the black community will go out of their way sniffing and preying on anything that is non-black when it comes to females. This is so pervasive that I'm sure all of you have heard the lineage or the saying that goes, I don't date black women, I have nothing in common with black women, I like whites or Latinas. Contrary to what they may believe or want to believe, a lot of these women they have nothing in common with. So you would probably ask yourself, why is this so pervasive? Well, for the most part, I must admit that a lot of black males actually suffer from some identity crisis and mental illness. And we can go into a number of different reasons of why this typically happens, but the modern day black male suffers from mental illness. A lot of black males in society, believe it or not, they want to be white men. They want to look white, they want to act white, they want to talk white, and they want to be white. And what defines the white man is the white woman. So naturally, the white woman being the standard of beauty in the modern day society, the black man, he aspires to get the closest thing or the thing that most resembles the white man, that's the white woman. And so that's one of the reasons why the black male psyche is in such limbo right now. That's among many reasons. But to say it or to put it all out there basically states that the black male, especially the ones in Africa and America, subconsciously, they want to be white men. And if they can't be white men, they want a woman that the white man will approve of. Okay, case in point, how many times have you all out there heard a black man, a typical black man, state that, like I said before, I don't date black women. I love Latinas, I only date Latinas. I only date white women or Asian women. Okay? The ultimate pinnacle in most or a lot of these black men's cases getting the white woman. But to pretty much justify their actions, they'll get a Latina woman or an Asian woman to say that they have a woman of color. But ultimately they crave and thirst for the need and want of a white woman. So in a lot of cases you have a lot of these Asian women, you have a lot of these Latino women, these Arab women, as substitutes to what the black man really wants, which is ultimately a non-black woman. The black man usually, a lot of times, has to look himself in the mirror every single day, and he hates what he sees. He hates his features, he hates his family, he hates everything about him, and he feels that the only way to go and meander through society is to have a woman that closely resembles that of the dominant society. So in many cases, you have a lot of richer or older, rich black men. As soon as they get money, they get a white woman. Or you have athletes, they get a white woman, or a Latin woman, or a Spanish woman, or what have you, as long as the woman is not black. Because in their mind, they want a woman they can parade around their white counterparts, and their white counterparts give them the nod of approval. Your woman's hot, your woman's fine, your woman's sexy. And a lot of these black men feel that without the white man's validation, that they can't be validated. So that's one of the reasons why you see a lot of black men with these non-black women. This all made sense to me. Years ago, I was in Miami with some buddies of mine on a trip in South Beach, and every single one of the women that these men had were either white, Asian, or Latina. And what was interesting about this whole trip was they had the audacity to look down on me or to criticize me because I still like black women. They found it such a problem. But at the same time, I also noticed that these women that they had didn't have jobs. They didn't have jobs, they didn't have resources or anything. So it goes back to my point that a lot of these black men they try to make it seem as if we're all one people, that you know, we're becoming a multicultural society. No one wants this to happen more than the black man, because the black man wants to intermingle and intermarry with anything non-black as quick as possible. And many of these black men out here who actually practice this form of treason will do this in the sake of their own soul. They will give up everything to have sexual power with a non-black woman with the drop of a dime. They'll give it all up. How many times have you all seen a handsome black man walking down the street with a bigger non-black woman? That non-black woman would be pretty much at the bottom of the barrel for their own particular race, but to a black man, they put that woman on top of a pedestal, like she's a goddess or something, like she's a queen of England or something like that, or Cleopatra. You guys know what I'm talking about. How many times have you seen this? How many times have you noticed this? And these are the integrationist black males who, like I said before, they want everything to be all kosher. They want to mingle with the dominant society. They want to be a part of the dominant society so bad. They want to be accepted because their self-esteem is so low. And because of this low self-esteem, most black males have this mental illness. And the only way to not necessarily cure this mental illness, but to curb this mental illness is a non-black woman. This non-black woman represents a lot to this black man. He likes playing in her hair. He likes playing with her nose. He likes doing all the things to her that he would love to pretty much do to himself, but he can't because he's a man. So what's interesting about this whole situation is that they need to be held responsible for treason. One of the things of the black race is that we don't build anything. We don't grow together. We don't have any resources. We lack resources because we have a foundation. A lot of times we like to blame the lower depths of black society for our problems, or their ghetto, or their hood. But one of the big problems in our society is this sickening black male Nazi mentality against not necessarily black women, but against black people, and how they want to intermingle so much with the dominant society or culture that they're willing to go to any extreme to disassociate themselves. I was once told that whoever a man dates is a direct reflection of himself or how he feels about himself. And in a lot of these instances, when I see that these black men actually gather toward getting these non-black women, is a direct reflection of how they see themselves or how they would like to see themselves. And in many cases, as a white man, a lot of these men are jealous of white men. They want the white man's power. They want the white man's access. They want the white man's resources. So what they do to be most like the white man, because they can't be like the white man, is to get the white man's woman, or to get a woman that's pretty much a knockoff of the white woman. And in many cases, in the black man's psyche, a knockoff of a white woman is a woman who looks exotical, quote unquote, or exotic, or Brazilian, or Asian, or Arab. Those are the knockoffs of the white woman, because the white woman is the black man's the pinnacle of what he really desires and what he really wants in many cases. These men need to be held responsible for treason of the race. This is one of the reasons why the foundation of the black community is cracked, but no one is talking about it. This is one of the reasons why we're having all these issues in the black community when it comes to black on black dating, which is a problem. These black male Nazis, or this Nazi mentality, needs to be called out. And I'm going to call it out because it's so pervasive and it's actually sickening. And I'm sure a lot of you out there thinking the same thing that I'm thinking. And it needs to stop. A lot of these black men need to look themselves in the mirror and understand who they are and what they represent. They need to read more. They need to exercise their mind, their soul, their knowledge to get more in tune with the ancestors, to get more in tune with who and what they are and what they represent. Because if this keeps happening, the black race as we know it now will be gone. And these black male Nazis will be the culprit in actually allowing this to happen. Think with your mind and control your own destiny.
or someone else will try for you.